One more interval to go. This has been a crazy hard workout. I've had a hard time wrapping my head around it from the time I read it. It's like 20 minutes over my race pace. And race pace is like my max 20-minute power. So I'm doing it in small sections, 25% over, a little bit of rest, 15% over, a little bit of rest, 25% over, cool down after the rest. So still 20 minutes, but I'm going far beyond what I plan to be racing. Obviously, is to build up the strength and endurance to hold power for a long period of time. It's just demoralizing. I'm down here crying. Evelyn's trying to get my attention. I'm like, I can't talk right now, leave. Not because I'm angry, just because I'm in so much pain. I love her to death. She's my support kitty. So that's what's happening. I'm gonna jump out on a 15-minute run after my cool down on the bike. So do 10-minute cool down, jump out, or 15-minute cool down, jump out on the run, and do 15 minutes out there, and then be done for the day. And then I wanted to share a sea story with you guys, but I gotta get the interval. I got the ladies out here working. Just kidding. Man, once again, I swear the weekends come around and the day just gets away from me. By the time I get the workout done, get showered and ready to go, it's like it's in the afternoon, and then we have to go try to do some running around. We're still trying to just make little additions here and there to our yard, you know, upgrading the investment, investing in the investment, however that works. But great workout today, man. I tell you, it was brutal for me. It was a hard effort. It was a struggle to get through it. I really was just didn't know how I was gonna do it, and somehow I found a way. I faded, I'm not gonna lie. Probably the last 3 minutes or so of the last 5-minute set, I was just like, I'd go as hard as I could for 30, 40 seconds, and then it was like, man, it'd take like 7 seconds to just almost like not do anything and then get back into it. And I just felt like quitting so many times. The power wasn't as high as I wanted it to be, but you know, I kept it up there and it was good work. What I really wanted to start a new segment this week, and I was gonna call it Sea Story Sunday. So when you were watching this on Sunday, I give you a quick little sea story, sea stories from the Drunken Sailor. I just don't know the right way to word it, and I don't know if that's even gonna be interesting, but there's a bit of humility that comes out of telling stories like this. I'm not embarrassed of them anymore. It's what it was, and that's how I got to where I am. But I really wanted to start that segment, so I just wanted to share this quick little story. I'm just a little worried that it might take long because I get a little detailed. My very first deployment, I was on our ship, and we were stationed and working pretty heavily. We'd fly a lot with the Explosive Ordnance Disposal Squad out of Sicily, Italy. And they have a base down there, and so our ship was there, and we fly in and we do a bunch of work with the EOD guys, and then we'd fly back to our ship. And a lot of times we'd take crews, so it would be like 2 crews of 4 guys, right? So we'd take 2 aircrafts, each aircraft had 2 crews. While one crew was flying, that gave the other crew about 3 to 4 hours to kind of go like into the exchange or shopping or to the package store, and the package store is where we would buy all our liquor. They're not supposed to do it, but we could go into the bowling alley and stuff like that and drink, and then we did a lot of drinking. And this one particular time, we drank a lot, and what was funny is, so when you fly, in a helicopter, you wear, well, I guess in a jet too, but you wear flotation devices. In helicopters, it's especially dangerous to have your inflation inflated. Your flotation should never be inflated, because if you go in the water, underwater, you're gonna get, you float to the top of a sinking aircraft, and it's very hard to dive down and get out. Well, we have these little toggles that would, if you pull them in an emergency, so you get out, once you egress out of a crashed helicopter in the water, you pull your toggles, shoot you to the top so you can get to air quickly. I had got wasted. I had probably been on my ship. I was brand new. I had been in the Navy just over a year, and I was on my ship, brand new crewman, and we were just tearing it up in Sicily, just getting drunk. And I wasn't supposed to be. I was on flight duty. I was not supposed to be drinking, and but for some reason, all the other guys could handle like having a couple drinks. They knew their limits, and I didn't. I was still, I think, 18, maybe 19 years old at the time, and I totally didn't know my limits when it came to drinking. I guess I never knew my limits, but it was clear then that I didn't know, and I should have maybe clued in on that. Anyway, we got so ripped drunk that when I was on the aircraft, I decided that I would inflate my flotation inside the aircraft. So we're flying along, and then I kind of just like passed out on them, like those little U-collar neck pillows that you see people on airplanes with. That's kind of what happened with my flotation, and I just like passed out. I would have been dead. Had we crashed or anything happened, I would have been completely dead. But the bad thing was that all these guys who barely knew me, once we got on the ship, had to explain why my flotation was up and large. And guys, they probably should have started thinking about kicking me out of the Navy then, or at least finding me some help for my alcohol addiction. But I mean, if you're gonna, man, how just like dangerous. I would never have done that sober, ever. Like, so just kind of goes to show some of the silly things we do. And I'm very, just once again, thankful. Flying in helicopters is a dangerous job, and anything could happen. I've been in a couple accidents myself, and I was incapacitated, and that's scary. So anyway, there's your Drunken Sailor Sea Story Sunday. I hope you got. My wife asked what's a sea story. She thought it was like sea, because she's Charlotte. And I said, well, sea stories are stories from when we're out at sea, and most of the time what happens at sea stays at sea. I would never tell any of my friends or my shipmates stories, but these are my stories, and I'm not dropping any other names. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, man. And hey, if just man, if you're out of control and your people are telling you stories like this about yourself, that might be a good sign. Maybe it's a good take to probably quit the drink. So happy weekend, happy Sunday, even though you get it Saturday to Sunday. Anyway, thanks for being here, guys, and hope you enjoyed it. See you tomorrow. Peace.